I am wiping and reinstalling Windows this week.
Why?
Well, Tara, you see, when you want to install something on Mac OS, you have one of two ways of doing it. You either go to the App Store and then boom. And then if you want to install it, just boom. Or you could just take the file, the program, and drag it into a folder and then click on it. And it works.
Yeah.
And if you want to get rid of it, you just delete it. And it works. It goes poof, gone. Simple as that. Windows doesn't do that. Windows is a hodgepodge, backwards compatible plethora of stuff. And the main problem with it is something called the registry. You see, when you install a program on Windows, it puts some of the files over here and a couple of them over here and some over here. It has to reference some files that Windows already has, so it needs to make sure it knows where those are. So it takes all of this and it writes it down in the registry so it can remember where all this stuff is, right?
So your program is like in 10 different places?
Yes.
Why?
Because that's Windows. Because they never did Yeah, go ahead.
Not to interrupt, but I'm going to interrupt. You've been giving me about being a Mac user for like 20 years.
Your problem is the hardware. Okay? Mac OS is the best thing Apple ever did. That is hands down, bar none. Mac OS, simple. It's the fucking hardware. That's the best time for Mac was this little window in like late 2000s, early 2010s, the Hackintosh era, where they were still running Intel processors. So if you knew what you were doing, you could grab regular PC parts and install Mac OS on it, and the ruled. Because you had actual really high-end hardware, because the stuff Intel had, that Mac had, was garbage. So that was a good period.
Okay, I'm just saying I don't have these problems. The only problem, I got a new iMac about 2 years ago, and I love it. My only problem is the iMac now, they don't do as much memory as they used to. So I also had to buy an external hard drive for it.
Mm. Yeah, it's fun.
They're calling us I'm a Mac, I'm a PC commercials, which makes me Justin Long and you John Hodgman.
Well, no, because if I could run Mac OS on this, I would. If I could run Mac OS on this, but that's because my hardware is freaking amazing. The only trouble is, after a while, if you leave Windows alone for too long, like a decade, you've replaced your Mac more sooner than that. So,
yeah,
I've had this Windows 10 installation for at least 10 years or longer. And it is gunked up, and stuff has been installed, uninstalled, and reinstalled.
It doesn't, like, if you delete a program, it doesn't get rid of all that.
Sometimes it does, depending on how well the people who wrote the program set up the uninstall. And if somebody writes the program badly, not so much. And even then, stuff gets left in the registry.
People just live this way?
Well, normally people reinstall Windows more often than I do. I have been using I can't have time to stop. So this week I'm actually taking the time to stop, back up my drive, look at all the programs I have, make a list of what I need to do, the plugins, all the things I do this stuff for. And then I'm going to wipe my drive and I'm going to start over fresh with a brand new Windows 11 install. And hopefully any glitches or errors I still have to contend with will be out the door. And I'll be good for another 10 years.
Okay.
You know, if we're still here in 10 years, if the world is still here in 10 years. Each week, Catherine and your dead air audience go out in the worldwide interwebs, find all sorts of horrible stuff, bring it back here for a little segment we like to call What the Fuck is Wrong with You? We're going to start with, we got another Zillow this week, but Tara, I'm a little stumped. I don't know what the problem here is. Maybe you can figure it out. Maybe you folks at home can figure out what the problem is. Play along. See what the problem with this listing is. Because this is from Cocoa, Florida. $370,000, which, these days it seems almost reasonable. Let's look at the house. I mean, the blue's a little ugly, and the inside. Well, okay, the vinyl flooring, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's good.
I like the blue.
Yeah, it's a little glaring.
I like it.
It's got the back door. It's got stainless. Oh, I like the granite countertops, of course, and the bathroom's a little iffy for me. It's okay. And,
I mean, they could have cleaned up a little before they took pictures.
Yeah, and then there's the sex swing room, and then there's the washer dryer and the pool. Yeah, I can't figure out what the problem is. Can anybody?
Why is there a recliner right inside the back door?
I don't know.
I haven't even made it to.
I can't figure out. I don't know. I know what the problem with. I don't know why people.
You couldn't even be arsed to clean your kitchen.
Yeah, I don't know what the issue is there. It's a mystery.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's just.
Boy, that is a depressing ass dungeon. A dungeon shouldn't make me sad, and that dungeon makes me sad.
I'm sorry. Who puts up this fucking listing with here's the pool, here's the kitchen, here's the dungeon? Like, what the fuck? They just slid that in there like ain't nothing.
I mean, they didn't even bother to take all the shit off their kitchen counters.
That's what you're hung up on. That's what you're just. That's Tara. That's
and
Tara.
And the blue
everybody.
in the bathroom is ugly.
That's Tara. That's what she's hung up on. And not the fact that they put in the Zillow listing, that swing can come down. They could have taken it down.
God, they have a shower curtain on that window. I guess that's great for splashing. But that is the saddest fucking dungeon I have ever seen. My God. I'm too depressed to get spanked in that room. Are you kidding me? Is that Eeyore's dungeon?
So, moving along. Got video on this one. Let's have a look here. This is of all the ways to smuggle shit, at least this one is novel. Didn't work, but it's novel. Let's have a look here. Man busted in airport smuggling cocaine under toupee.
Oh.
A Colombian man was arrested for attempting to smuggle cocaine worth thousands under his toupee. Suspect was caught before taking flight to Amsterdam. The individual is profiled by one of our experts and subjected to the procedure. Metropolitan Police of Cartagena. And I love, if you look real close, he actually shaved his head to make the toupee work. He's not bald. He just shaved a bald spot on his head. Bless his heart.
Any chance that's, any chance that's a hammock and not a sex swing?
No.
Sure, baby.
No, sweet. Yes, because hammocks have chains and cuffs, sweetheart. Yes. Bless your heart.
It totally is. Also, someone asked how many sex dungeons has Tara seen? None of your business.
Exactly.
Enough to know that's not a hammock.
Yeah. But I mean, just the fucking look at that. Through a scanner and body search, the wig was found, which contained more than 220 grams of cocaine he had intended to take to Amsterdam. And with this, criminal profits got hit.
Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I was wearing wigs for a good long time on a bald head because I had no hair. Mm-hmm. You can't just put stuff under. They have to, they won't sit right.
You kind of look like
I still have some really.
You kind of look like you got one of those Herman Munster heads, You probably
look like fucking Moe from the Three Stooges. Every now and then, I still have some really cute wigs, and every now and then, I'm like, oh, I could wear my really cute wig, but my hair is so thick that now, I would really have to layer a couple of caps to really make it lay flat. Because if there's stuff under it, it doesn't lay quite right. That's why, if you see actors get the professional wigs, they often braid their hair really tight under it. No, so you can't just shit under there.
Like, can you imagine this guy? Sir, do you have anything to declare? Button on the Ritz! Because I just, mother of, look, honey, bless your heart. I mean, you tried, but the minute you go under that scanner, they're going to sit, like, did you not test this shit with like x-rays or not? You didn't, you just thought, oh, this should work.
Like they do have an x-ray machine.
Like you didn't even line it with tinfoil or anything. Like, come on. Not even making the basic efforts here.
You didn't even just swallow it.
Why did you swallow it? Why do I like the old kids did, the way we did back in my day?
Hey, when we wanted to smuggle drugs, we shoved them up our ass. Like an American.
No commitment.
An actual
No
Tupe fiasco. That's my favorite nickname for our idiot president, Tupe Fiasco. I didn't make it up. I wish I did. I got it from a brilliant blogger named Lovey. But yeah, this is an actual Tupe fiasco.
Yeah. Gonna move on to Illinois, and once again, public services like fire engines and ambulances are not a substitute for Uber. Illinois man leads deputies on a chase in stolen ambulance in Milam County. Grand Saline.
That's not why they leave them out.
Grand Saline, 30 of it. No, wait, it gets worse. Of Illinois is facing a slew of charges after he led law enforcement officers on a chase in a stolen ambulance. Saline
Can we
on
talk
March.
about the mugshot?
I know. That's just like, well, what can you do?
He looks like the cartoon version of Andre the Giant when they did that wrestling cartoon.
Dispatch learned
That's
from
a neutral observation.
Dispatch learned from Allegiance Mobile Health that a man at a local hotel had called for an ambulance in reference to a mental health issue, then jumped in and drove off in it once it arrived on the scene. Deputies tracked the ambulance location of the 2200 block, where a short off-road chase ensued before the driver crashed into a tree. Driver identified by authorities as Celine was arrested at the scene. Yeah.
Because he called for a mental health check, can he plead insanity?
Well, I mean, it's not working.
If I'm that lawyer, I'm like, he told them he was insane.
It's just like, if you can't afford the Uber, you can't afford the Uber. You definitely can't afford this.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be significantly more expensive than the Uber. That's what I've been told.
Wait, how old was this guy? Oh, that guy's only 30.
Yeah. It is a terrible picture. Let's be fair there.
No
it's
comment.
not a good picture. That's not a good picture. That's not a good picture.
I mean, nobody looks sexy in their mugshot. Except maybe Frank Sinatra.
Well, moving right along, and we've got video for this too. Why do we have so much video this week? I hate this. So I don't know why this I do know why this keeps happening, because we're terrible. First of all, I did not realize there are Pokemon vending machines. Did you know about this?
No.
They have these they have vending machines just for the Pokemon stuff at like the game stores. And apparently there's a restock in the morning.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. So you don't have people bothering the clerk 16 times a day.
But then this is, I would die of shame were this me. I would just. So here are two grown men fight over who got in line first at Pokemon vending machine.
Oh, no.
10 a.m.
Look
restock.
at this.
I know. 10 a.m. restock of Pokemon cards led to aggressive pushing and shouting between two men inside a store in front of a card-selling vending machine. On March 5th, TikTok creator YOC9 Official posted a video clip that he claims shows him trying to buy Pokemon cards from a card dispensing machine after it had been restocked that morning at an undisclosed store in the San Francisco Bay Area. The man seen in the video wearing a black hoodie, baseball hat, and white pants was waiting in his car for the restock and tried to push past YOC9 Official to access the Pokemon vending machine. The two men pushed and shoved each other as seen in the video. It was recorded by someone else and shared by him, according to comment. You can hear the man yelling at what happens to be a store employee who explains they reviewed the footage before being cut off by the aggressive man in white pants. He claimed being in his car was in line. Cops came and got him, and he fell out pretending to be hurt. They asked me if I wanted to press charges, and I said no. Like, really, I would say no, too, because do you really want it on?
This guy's wearing a Philadelphia Eagles hoodie. That tells you everything you need to know. Eagles fans are fucked up, dude.
Now, apparently people are figuring out that these two grown men are there at 10 a.m. in the morning to snipe the cards before any of the children get there to actually spend their money on the Pokemon cards.
Also pathetic. That was also the saddest fight I've ever seen.
I know. It's good Lord.
That was something out of a Will Ferrell movie, that fight. Like, I don't care. You want to have a fight, throw a fucking punch. Otherwise, walk away. For God's sake. It's embarrassing.
No, I wouldn't want to press charges either, because then it would go down in the public record in black and white for all to see that I had gotten.
At one point, Philadelphia Eagles did this and tried to push the guy with his own butt. Throw a punch.
Like, I would not want it known that I got in a fight with another grown man trying to get Like, if this had been me, for whatever reason I'm trying to get Pokemon cards, I'd be like, you know what? Have them. Fuck it. Fucking have them, bro.
And listen, I'm not bagging on Pokemon people because we all have our hobbies. I have a house full of hippo stuff, right? I got my little shelves of Funkos. I collect dumb shit too. Not everybody does, but a lot of people do. So I'm not bagging on that. But even if there was like some super duper rare Scarlet Witch Funko, and they only had 3 of them, and I was third in line and someone cut me, I don't think I'd want to be in a fist fight about it.
No. I mean, and even still, this isn't even, they're just getting them to flip them, which is horrible.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let the kids have the damn Pokemon. They're not going to have anything else.
That is my biggest complaint with Pokemon adults. It's the same as fucking Disney adults, man. Like, enjoy what you enjoy, but understand that the target audience is children, and don't fuck it up for them.
Well, we've got, this one is from, I think this is Australia. Where'd this come from? No, this is Columbus. Sorry, Columbus, Ohio. It's just being reported on in Australia because it's other countries pointing and laughing at us, being like, look at you, ridiculous shits. All of the wrong people are feeling themselves right now. And it's a little gratifying to me that this did not work out like she thought it was going to work out. Woman sacked after leaving disgusting tip. A woman who's been sacked from her job after leaving a racist remark about her waiter on a restaurant bill. The customer who dined at Cazula's Mexican restaurant and cantina in Columbus, I can say words, wrote, quote, "I hope Trump deports you" on the signature line of the bill. She had spent $87.84, but instead of leaving a tip, she wrote, quote, "0, you suck," followed by the derogatory message.
This was in Australia?
No, this was in Columbus, Ohio. It's being reported on. It's being reported on. I'm like,
Trump can't deport nobody from fucking Australia. That was very, okay. That makes more sense.
It's being reported on in Australia because they're pointing and laughing at us.
Gotcha. Yeah.
The corner of the bill was the customer's name, Stephanie Lovins. And after some internet sleuthing, the employee discovered she was an experienced real estate agent with 27 years at Century 21, the world's largest residential real estate sales organization. It gets even better. It gets even better. No courage. Following the public backlash, Miss Lovins took to a local Facebook page in an attempt to address the situation by claiming her credit card was stolen, and someone attempted to use it.
Stephanie.
However, the restaurant's marketing manager, Fabio Oribio, reviewed the CCTV and confirmed it was indeed Miss Lovins who wrote the note.
They're always so proud of their fucking racism until somebody just gives the tiniest bit of pushback.
Yeah.
They're so fucking proud of themselves, writing, I hope he deports you on the check, until someone's like, hey, that was fucked up. What? That wasn't me.
Like, goddamn. Squirming fucking worm. Like, apparently, all right, you believe in this horrible shit? Fine. But apparently you're not even brave enough to believe in the horrible shit you believe in. Like, good God almighty.
For a while, right after Inauguration Day, people on TikTok were talking about the salute. And a certain subsection was like, well, that was just, he was just saying my heart goes out to you. So somebody was like, okay, do it then. And a bunch of these fucking people were like, all right, I'm not afraid to do it. And they all modified it just enough.
Just a little.
So they weren't really doing it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I'm not afraid.
I'll do it like the...
And they'd be like this.
They're doing the rimmer. They're doing the rimmer. They're the rimmers.
They're doing the sprinkler. They're so fucking brave.
Here's some good news. He also confirmed the waiter's name was Ricardo. He's a U.S. citizen working 2 jobs. A GoFundMe has been started for him in an effort to give him the tip he deserves. It's now raised over 14,000 Australian dollars. It's over 10,000 U.S. dollars.
Nice.
So if you lose your job, he gets paid. Worked out pretty good, dipshit. Like,
also, what? Realtors work on commission.
Yeah. Dumbass.
Big mistake. Huge.
The first thing I thought of in this next one is Florida. Of course, it's Florida. Although what I thought of was an old movie with Steve Martin called L.A. Story. Did you ever see that one?
Yes.
It was in like the early 90s, late 80s. And there's this joke about how everybody on the freeway was having gunfights with one another. And there's this scene in the movie where Steve Martin rolls the window down and he's on his cell phone. He's just casually firing the gun out the window. And we're like, that's pretty funny. That's ridiculous. That's not a real thing.
Oh, no.
Well, Tara, we've got video. And it's not Steve Martin, unfortunately.
No, I'm pretty glad for that. I would be really upset if Steve Martin was firing a gun out the window at people, honestly. Well, I would just like him to make his TV show with Selena Gomez and play the banjo.
It's Steve Martin, so I would give him the benefit of the doubt. I'd let him explain himself at the very least.
You'd be like, what'd they do? They deserved it, right? Like, what did they do to Steve Martin?
What did they do to Steve Martin? Now, here we go. This is from I-95 in Florida. Let's have a look here. Driver waves gun at vehicles, fires shots on I-95. All lanes of Interstate 95 near County Road 214 reopened just before noon Monday after a driver was seen waving a gun at vehicles and firing shots, leading to a pursuit with deputies that ended in a crash. Normally don't do these stories where people get hurt, and no one else was hurt but the driver, but he's going to be okay, but you brought this on yourself, dipshit. Woman captured the moments before the crash. Video shows the driver who's traveling in a red pickup truck, waving a gun at vehicles and driving recklessly. Law enforcement received several 911 calls about the driver pointing a firearm at vehicles on the interstate. Highway patrol troopers responded to the scene. According to deputies, a canine engaged the driver as deputies attempted to take him out of the truck after he crashed, airlifted to a trauma center. Officials said the suspect was arrested and will face charges. Like, how is this going to work? Like, it's not like internet. The interstate is not international waters, my dude.
And why?
There are actually laws out there.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
But, like, why?
I don't know. Just riding down the interstate, driving and waving a gun out of the window at the same time. Why in the fuck? Now, how did you not? Did he think this? How was this not going to end badly?
Yeah, like, how did you see this going?
Like, the minute somebody's waving a gun around, there's like 12 people in passenger seats got their fucking phone, and there's people in driver seats got their phone out too. Let's be fucking honest, and there's dash cams. There's cameras everywhere.
Florida.
Yeah.
Also, it's Florida, so everybody else probably has a gun in the car too.
Yes, but they know to keep it. They know to keep it away from people with cameras, at least.
Do they?
Astral says drugs. Maybe it might have been. It could have been. But
I think that's probably the best possible explanation we're going to get.
What in the fuck, man? There's
I mean, if you're going to do this, at least like make it cool and use a bow and arrow like Kate Bishop. Because that was cool.
Huh? But then you have to.
Asshole can wave a gun around.
Then you have to like drive with
the back of a fucking Zephyr with a bow and arrow.
Yeah, but then you have to. You got to drive with your knees, and when I do that, Sarah yells at me. So.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, she gets upset when I drive with my knees. She's like, she doesn't
I dated a guy in high school who he used to like eat a sandwich and drive with his knees, and he would do it just to scare me. By the way, young ladies, don't date dudes who do shit just to scare you.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not funny. That's a huge red flag. Don't do that.
Our last one this week. What else can I say about this one except, well, I said breakfast at Tiffany's. She said, I remember the film. Man posing as NBA player representative allegedly swallowed Tiffany jewelry. A man accused of stealing.
And Harley Quinn is going to have to get it back.
A man accused, and we got the x-ray there too. There you go. There's your x-ray. Look at that. Down there at the bottom, there's the shiny bit. Man accused of stealing nearly $770,000 worth of jewelry from Tiffany and Company. Was allegedly posing as a representative for an NBA player. He's being investigated for swallowing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Tiffany jewelry. Jathan Gilder, 32, of Houston, Texas, accused of robbing. Jathan.
I'm sorry, Jason?
Jathan.
Jaythan. Somebody
Jathan.
named their fucking child that.
Jathan, yeah.
That's why this happened.
According to court documents, Gilder allegedly entered the store and told staff that his name was Sean. Yeah, because if you told them his name was Jathan, they would have gone, Jathan?
Exactly.
He is then alleged to have told employees he was negotiating a sale on behalf of a player on the Orlando Magic, though court records do not specify which player Gilder was talking about. Court documents say Gilder was inquiring about some diamond earrings and a diamond ring. Due to the size of the purchase, Gilder was taken to a VIP room. He was then shown a pair of diamond earrings as well as a diamond ring, combined value of more than $1 million. While inside the room, Gilder jumped out of his seat, grabbed the jewelry as he was trying to escape the room. A store associate tried and failed to stop him. During the scuffle, Gilder dropped the diamond ring, managed to escape the store, and left the mall with 2 pairs of earrings. Police say Gilder was seen in surveillance cameras entering the car. Gilder was taken into custody by police after they allegedly found earring forms and price tags from the store on the floor in Gilder's car. Court records say Gilder allegedly swallowed both pair of earrings stolen from the store and later said, quote, "I should have thrown them out the window." Here we go. The bigger picture of there it is. There's
2
more
ways those are coming out.
Yeah.
And both of them hurt.
Yeah. Because they're earrings. They got pointy bits.
One of them is going to hurt less because they're going to knock you out and cut you open.
Police say the earrings Gilder allegedly swallowed are valued at more than $760,000. A live scan at the Washington County Jail showed several foreign objects in Gilder's stomach. In response, Gilder reportedly asked jail staff, quote, "Am I going to be charged with what's in my stomach?" The answer was yes. Gilder now faces 1 charge of grand theft in the first degree and robbery with a mask. Police also say Gilder had a history of committing similar robberies, as his record showed. An arrest for theft at another Tiffany store in 2022. He also had 48 failure to appear warrants in Colorado.
In Colorado, I'm a little hung up on the fact that
like
the Tiffany guard couldn't stop him. I'm a little hung up on the fact that he just pushed the guy aside and ran. Like, you would think there would be more points of failure.
Hey, stop. Come back.
When they're showing you $1 million jewelry. Like, they made a whole Sandra Bullock heist film about them stealing Cartier. Who knew she just had to push a guy? That would have been a short-ass movie.
This guy, like, you're running from the police. You're like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I...
Literally the Cassandra Cain solution. And I'll be honest, when I saw that movie, I was a little confused how she got that big-ass diamond down. Because, like, I get big enough pills stuck in my throat sometimes. It was a big-ass diamond.
Like, oh my God.
You think the Tiffany guard is paid enough for that?
Yes.
In the VIP room? Yes, I do.
Yes.
That's not a mall cop. Those guys have guns.
Like, the next 24 hours for Mr. Gilder are not going to be fun.
I'm going to guess they're going to surgically remove that shit.
You think? I don't know. That's kind of dangerous.
Tiffany would rather protect the merchandise than give one fuck about this guy. I promise you that.
Yeah, but he's got to consent to it. They can't just start cutting the dude open.
Yeah, but when you sit him down and you're like, you got 2 options. Also, they can probably do it laparoscopically and not have to make a huge incision. But, like, if they sat you down and were like, so here are your options. We can knock you the fuck out and take these out of you. Or you can get 57 carats of fucked up your ass.
I mean, or you just get like a bunch of fucking laxative and you wait.
Yeah, but any diamond, I don't know how much diamond jewelry you've had in your life. They're sharp edges. It doesn't matter what shape the diamond is. It doesn't matter what the setting is. There's some sharp edges. I would take the surgery personally because no.
He's put them. Well, I mean, he's put them in a position. He's going to have to make some decisions. Either way, none of them are going to be fun.
Yeah.
This is why children. This is why you don't
I also
swallow.
feel like Tiffany's isn't going to want like those. Like if you think about the contents of a human stomach, stomach acid, it probably isn't going to destroy the diamonds. The metal's going to be fucked.
Well, gold. I don't know how bad acid affects gold.
Gold is a pretty soft metal. That's why like gold is often mixed with something else. I'm gonna guess they're gonna lean on them real hard to get it cut open.
Kids, this is why you don't put things in your mouth that don't belong there. Yeah. If you don't
Everyone's
know
like,
just
no,
what it
is, throw it
is,
up. It doesn't matter. Like it's sharp.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it goes up or down. It's gonna tear everything up on the way.
When you're up, you're up. When you're down, you're down. When you're only halfway up, you're cutting holes in your esophagus.
And the thing is, all of this is lined with mucus to help things go down. If when you throw up, all that mucus is burned up by acid, so you don't have the lube. You want the surgery. Mostly you want to not swallow $700,000 worth of earring.
Does this happen to him a lot? Does he get like flummoxed and just swallow things?
I mean, it fucking sounds like it.
Like,
it sounds like this is what he does every day. And weirdly, he's gotten away with it until now. Which is upsetting.
All right, so what have we learned this week? Oh my God.
Don't swallow shit.
Don't you put it in your mouth.
Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you put it in your mouth.
Good God.
I'm glad we both got there at exactly the same time.
If a crime involves you putting something in your mouth, maybe reconsider the crime.
I don't know. Some sex workers make good money and they're not hurting anybody. You just got to know what you're getting into.
Yeah. We've learned that if you're waving a gun and shooting out of a moving vehicle on the fucking interstate, there's no good outcome for you at that point.
No.
Your day is ruined. We've learned that if you are going to try to spread your racist wings and learn to fly, commit to the bit.
Fucking spread them.
Yeah, because otherwise, the backpedaling, it's not going to save you. It's not going to save you.
Fucking believe you can fly.
I mean, you can't.
The only thing worse than like just full dick out racism is coward half-ass racism.
Yeah.
Pull your dick out and put it on the table or go home.
Learn that if you are two grown men fighting over Pokemon cards, go home and think about your fucking life.
Yeah.
You clear your schedule, sit down, eat a sensible meal, and consider where you are in your life. Because
I got in a physical altercation over Pokemon cards.
You got, cause damn.
Yeah.
Really? What would your mama say? Come on. We've learned that the ambulance is not an Uber. They're not on call. And finally, we've learned that x-rays can go through a toupee. Who knew?
Yeah.
I
had to inform them. If I flew with my wig on, I had to inform them because it had metal clips in it.
Yeah.
So I had to tell them, like, I mean, I could take it off. I'd rather not, but there's metal clips holding my wig in place. And by the way, I also have a chemo port. I'm not smuggling a bunch of shit. I just have cancer. And you know what was funny? The TSA didn't know if my chemo port would set off the detector. And I'm like, how do you not encounter that more? I was like, I don't know. And they're like, oh, we don't know. Is it going to affect your heart? I'm like, it's not a pacemaker.